Come to my couch.
About the Autobahn, but he never did.
It's okay, we can get back to that. So, part A was, if people are averaging 71, this is not Delta, where I used to live, ODOT information. If the average speed is 71 on a 65 mile an hour stretch of road, plus or minus 8 miles an hour, this is all in miles per hour. My first question is, what percent of cars are actually speeding? Now, the first question, which was a great one, was how are you defining speeding? That's a great question. Because certain police will let you go as much as 8 or 9 or 10 over the speed limit and not give you a ticket. I'm calling speeding exceeding 65 miles an hour. So the first thing I did was I set up the bell curve. I wasn't planning on doing this until we had the discussion, but I don't think it hurts to have it up there now. Here's your standard normal curve. 0, 1, 2, 3, -1. There's your standard deviations, right? 1s and 2s and 3s. Perfect. I went ahead and dropped in the general normal curve, which is the actual numbers from the problem we're working on right now, which is the speed limits. So 71 you see is in the middle, correct? That means right now, half of the cars on the road are going faster than 71 miles an hour. Because the curve's symmetric, right? It splits, the average splits it in the middle. Ha! Half are going over, half are going under. Now I went ahead and slapped out some other numbers. Up 8, up 8, up 8, down 8, down 8. I didn't bother going any further down because we're not worried about people that are going that slow. Although you should be sometimes, right? Because people going too slow are just as dangerous sometimes. People are going too fast.
When it snows in Portland.
When it snows in Portland, everybody goes negative 10 miles an hour. Exactly, Dave. Very nice, sir. Very nice. So the question I asked in part A is, what percent of cars are exceeding the speed limit? 65 miles an hour. Well, I went ahead and dropped. 65 doesn't land exactly evenly in there, does it? It'd be nice if it did, but it doesn't, as they often don't. So it lands about here. So I brought it up into here. The question now is, which z-score does it correspond to? That's what you have to know. It's a forwards problem, isn't it? Because you have the number here and you're looking for the area. The particular area you need to find is this one, right? Because you're talking about those that are speeding, going too fast. So you need to find that shaded area. It's obviously bigger than 0.5 because you're picking up all the ones going 75 and faster and all the ones between 65 and 71. So the question is, how much area? Well, that's what the problem's all about, figuring out how much area. So we're going to convert 65 to a z-score, which I think you guys did. I saw a bunch of you had already done this. Don't forget the sign. The sign is crucial. To get the z-score, it's 65 minus 71, yeah? Over 8? That's negative 0.75. And that makes a big difference, doesn't it? Because it's below average. The speed limit is below average, meaning people are speeding on average. But if you make that a positive 0.75, you lose that. You lose that point, don't you? Yes. Negative 0.75. And now you've got a value for normal. It's a left bound for a right shade. Now what was fun over here was we actually put left shade positive 0.75. But it's the same area. It's the same area, isn't it? Because it would be this shaded this way. Now contextually it doesn't make any sense when you're talking about speed limits, but mathematically it gets you the same area. It's a beautiful function of the curve flipping around. And what does this area go out to be, friends? 77%. I love it. Roughly 3 in 4 cars are speeding. Right? And if you're on the Jersey Turnpike, it's even worse, of course. Suggested speed. That's what Corey was talking about. Suggested speed. That was I just heard that for the first time like 4 weeks ago. The whole idea.
Why do you think they put speed limit?
Well, and my somewhat comical response to that was, I thought they ran out of budget while they were printing the signs, and he just forgot to put the word limit on. All right, just put the speed on there. I mean, technically speaking, in my mind, you don't have to see the word speed limit or speed limit if there's a sign with a number on it on the side of a road. That's a speed limit. I mean, but that's where I come from. It's different where I come from. They also have US 97 on a couple signs with interstate colors in the shield. If you're at certain parts of Bend, 97 looks like I-97. Like that's not I-97. That's a local highway. Well, it's confusing to somebody who's like, wait a minute, that means the speed limit's 55. I mean, it's confusing if there's not consistency. So I don't have an answer for that suggested speed. I just let it go. And I very rarely exceed the speed limit on my bike, except on Archie Briggs. Oh, how you doing? All right, now we're over here. Everybody okay with that? What's that?